Good morning, students. Welcome back to physics class. In my previous class, we studied Newton's second law of motion. And very interesting thing, at least one child noticed. That was, the child wrote to my WhatsApp and said, "Sir, your video was incomplete, it stopped in between." I did not reply it. Why? And why it was stopped in between, today you will come to know. What has happened? In fact, I wanted to give two ideas together. But later on I decided, if we give so many ideas, my children will get confused. So, continuation of my previous class. What exactly happens in second law of motion? We are able to calculate the force. And you know the formula, you get F equals ma. You know, some of the scientists believe that actually the idea of first law of motion is also there in second law. And you remember what I said? That you can't make second floor straight away. If you make 2-3 floor buildings, you must have connection from first floor to second floor to third floor, and so on. So if you are on a second law, you should be in a position to come back to first law. That was the brilliant idea. How we can come back? Go to my presentation and check. Now, from first law of motion, what we have? F equals to m whole multiplied by v minus u upon t. That is the second law or first law? Of course, the second law. That is rate of change of momentum. Now, when F becomes 0, what we have? M whole multiplied by V minus U equals 0, or U equals V. And if U equals 0, V is also 0. That is the first law, written in very mathematical form. Let us describe it. When U equals to when F equals to 0, U is also equals to 0. It means a body at rest will remain at rest when no force is applied. When F equals to 0, you got U equals to V. A body in motion will remain in motion, same motion, provided there is no force acting on it. So actually, we are able to get first law of motion from second law itself. In a very philosophical terms, they say first law is implied in the second law. Well, we will not go on that. Come back. Now, two laws of motion you have studied. Newton made one more very interesting law and very easy law. Everybody knows. You know the third law? Newton's third law of motion says, to every action there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Everybody says it. That is incomplete. Something else. To every action there is equal and opposite reaction, fine. And action and reaction act on different bodies. Look at my presentation. To every action there is always an equal and opposite reaction, and action and reaction act on different bodies. Well, come back. You know, when I was giving example of fan, and I said the fan is hanging, one of the child asked, "Sir, where is the force?" I said the force is balancing. And one more thing you remember, while I was describing force, I said force always acts in pair, and I told we will discuss later on. Now, the real nature and character and action of the force is explained by third law. First law defines force. Second law measures force. Third law really explains the action of the force. For example, your fan on the top. The weight of the fan is trying to pull it down, the action force. And it is balanced by equal and opposite reaction force of the floor of the hook. That's why it is balanced, equal and opposite. If it is not balanced, the fan will come down. When I am standing on the floor straight, the action force is my weight acting downwards, straight, and the reaction force is the force which is applied by the flow. Both action and reaction are equal and opposite. If they are not equal and opposite, what will happen? If my action force is more, I will sink. Or if reaction force is more, I will bounce back. Anyway, application of Newton's third law makes you walk on the ground. When you walk on the ground, actually what happens? You push the ground at a certain angle, and the net reaction force from the ground pushes you forward. Otherwise, what will happen? If there is no reaction force, what will happen? Your leg will go and stuck up there. You can't move further. Sometimes you go for boating, you know. And before the boat comes near the jetty, you try to jump and you are told not to jump. The boat comes to jetty, somebody pulls the boat, holds it, then somebody pulls your hand and slowly you come back. You know, in the case of danger or in the case of panic, 99% of boat mishaps happen that if there is some disturbance on the boat, people try to jump from the boat. When you jump from the boat, the reaction force pulls the boat back. So instead of you having this much gap when you saw and you try to jump, when you jump, the boat goes back. So gap becomes this. You can't jump depth in water. Anyway, you can find out more examples from your day-to-day life with the application of third law of motion. 400 years ago, a great scientist thinks and works on a certain idea. And today you are using it. Isn't it great? All your rockets and missiles. Think, how do they work? Anyway, look at my presentation and see. I've tried to give you some three things which I have explained. Got it? Your job will be to find out as many examples which you can find. Okay? Now, come back. This is Newton's law and all that. From Newton's law, one very important aspect of natural law was explained. Have you heard about conservation laws? These are very important laws in nature. Remember any conservation law? Anyone who remembers it quickly, write down my chat box. How many conservation law you know? Anyway, one more conservation law was explained with the help of Newton's law. And that conservation law, which we are going to study, is the law of conservation of momentum. The law of conservation of momentum. Of course, we will talk about linear momentum. There is angular momentum also, that 11th class. None of your business here. Here what we will do? Law of conservation of momentum. Look at my presentation and see. We will read with that and we will try to get some meaning out of it. The law says the total momentum, in bracket I have written linear, the total momentum of interacting bodies remains constant or conserved, provided there is no external force acting on the body. That is, the system is isolated. Once again, the total momentum of the interacting bodies remains constant, provided there is no external force acting on the bodies. That is, the system is isolated. Okay? Come back. What do you get out of it? Think what you get out of it. The basic thing is that whatever momentum initially a body has, and when the body interacts with other body, provided no other force comes into play, then the initial momentum of two bodies is equal to the final momentum of the two bodies. In the exam, they tell you derive mathematically the law of conservation of momentum. Very important. How to derive? There you are. Just see my presentation. What we have? Let a body 1 of mass n1 be moving with initial velocity u1 and another body 2 of mass m2 be moving with the initial velocity u2 such that there is one condition, u1 is greater than u2. What will happen if u1 is greater than u2? I am u1 moving with 80 km per hour. Somebody else is u2 moving in the same line with 70 km per hour. What will happen? On the same track, same line. Think up, what will happen? After some time, I am going to collide with that. Is it? So, when u1 is greater than u2, both the bodies will collide. And once they collide, what will happen? Let them collide after time interval t. And after collision, acquire the final velocity v1 and v2 respectively. What does it mean? v1 for mass 1 and v2 for mass 2. Now, what was the initial momentum of the system of two bodies? m1 u1 plus m2 u2, isn't it? Remember, momentum product of mass and velocity. And what was the final momentum? m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay, come back. Now you have initial momentum m1 u1 plus m2 u2 and final momentum m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay, now next slide. According to second law of motion, what is that? Rate of change of momentum. So here we have F12. You know, these are the symbols. We must know to read the symbols if you want to study physics or science or anything. Now here F12 means what? Force on body 1 due to body 2. That is, next one, F21 is equal to force on body 2 due to 1. Isn't it? Now, according to third law of motion, what these two forces should be? They should be equal and opposite. So, F12 will be equal but opposite to F21. That is, F12 will be equal to minus F21. Don't read it 12 and 21. Put the values back of F12 and F21 and do little transposing here and there. What do you come across? M1 U1 plus M2 U2 equals to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. That is, initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision. Got it? That is the law. Did we apply any external force, any other force? Not at all. So our system was isolated. Come back. What is the fayda for this? Why should we learn? You know, firing gun, generally you might see in Hindi films. You know, a hero takes out the revolver and fires. You can't fire like that. If you really hold the proper revolver, you can't fire like that. You have to hold your wrist and then you have to put and then you have to fire. You might have seen, hero comes, take the gun and do. You can't do it. You have to properly hold the gun, put it here on your support shoulder and then fire. Why? If you don't fire like that, gun is going to recoil. The recoil of guns is very, very common example of law of conservation of momentum. When there is bullet fitted in a gun and bullet is not fired, initial momentum of whole system is 0. When the bullet is fired, bullet got some speed and some mass, some momentum. Similarly, the equal momentum, gun and what? Speed of the gun. So the speed of gun will come back, isn't it? Anyway, you will get numericals based on this, then you will solve. Now, this chapter is over. What you are going to do? All your blue questions, and previous chapter, some very good children, they gave blue question properly page wise. All your chapter blue questions should be written page wise. All the numerical examples which are done in the book should be written page wise, and all the questions of exercise should be written page wise. Properly number. Don't copy the question, just number it so that I can verify from my book here. Hope you are enjoying your class. Thank you. God bless you. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy.